injured Dean Shields and Lee Wallace, while Kirk Broadfoot and Chris Hegarty also drop out today. On the plus side, though, there is a debut for newly signed Greek defender Anesti Sargiriou at left back. And Ross Perry comes in for the first time this season, fit again after a calf problem. Neil Alexander starts his 50th game for Rangers. Danny McCoist, as he was telling us earlier, has been here before. Scored a goal at this venue as a St Johnstone player back in 1980. Ian Little, his opposite number, made 187 appearances in the black and gold shirt, now the proud boss of Berwick Rangers. Since we're in the northeast of England, fitting that Hartlepool-born Mike Tumblety is given this match to a referee. Rangers have seen off East Stirlingshire and Falkirk in their last two competitive games, but you don't get 3 points just for turning up, as they discovered on their first away day in the third division at Balmoor. Berwick will no doubt have studied the Peterhead approach. Craig, what are you expecting?
Well, expecting a tough game for Rangers, because I was talking to one or two of these Berwick players before, and they want to make a name for themselves. A lot of these lads from Berwick have actually come through the junior divisions, which, if you're watching from down south, is non-league, so they want to make a name for themselves. But of course, as the lads have been saying, Rangers, the vastly more experienced team. Pitch is absolutely beautiful. It's a big pitch, plenty of space to go and play the football. If you're asking me what I'm hoping for,
in beautiful condition.
If you're asking me what I'm hoping for a dry day.
Yes, well,
because we've got no roof in this country.
I think you might just get your wish.
There'll be those that will be wishing it's going to bucket down with rain now on us. Well, this is a good early chance here for Berwick to get an in-swinger. It was a little blustery today.
And it's Lee Curry with the delivery. Curry, who started every single match for Berwick this season. Away goes the precocious Barry Mackay, the 17-year-old. Lewis McLeod offering a bit of support. And wide it goes. Rangers trying to get onto the front foot.
Well, it's interesting, you know, in troubled times, really, for you know, Scottish clubs, Scottish football, and certainly the problems Rangers have had. You know, two youngsters really in the wider positions, Mackay and McLeod, really coming to the fore here and getting an opportunity to go and sample first-team football. I know it's the third division, and I know in an ideal world they'll be playing in the SPL, but it's a good platform for them to go and learn the trade.
The offside flag has gone up. A couple of flares by the look of things over on the far side.
We were talking just before Darren and the lads handed up to us that it does look to me, the atmosphere in these away grounds, and I've spoken to one or two that are at Peterhead, they actually look as if they're enjoying it, Derek, the Rangers fans.
I think that's fair to say. It's a new experience, a new beginning, if you like. They're desperate to enjoy the journey. Now, Lee Curry wasn't hanging back, and the referee, Mike Tumblety, has got his card out.
He's got a red out.
It's going to be a red one here so early in the game.
He's got the red one out. Yeah, there's a yellow there. I think it's yellow. And I did say they're looking to make a name for themselves. I didn't mean in that manner. And that's rash. Let's see what the card is.
Tumblety normally from the lenient school as referees go. It is yellow for Lee Curry.
Yeah, well, I tell you, it's one of those borderline. It was so late and high.
Ian Black on the receiving end. His dad used to play for Berwick Rangers back in the 80s.
I've got to say, the reaction to Ian Black when he played for Scotland was absolutely disgusting. The lad was making his debut, got booed when he came on. Absolutely ridiculous. He's taken a sore one there, now he's dished it out over the years. Two wrongs don't make a right, I know that, but he's a tough old lad. He's been around, he's seen it, and he's got a great opportunity here to play for a club like Rangers. Probably one he never thought he would get.
I was talking to him earlier on. He was telling me that He has settled in quickly. Happy that the Rangers fans, have taken to him. Didn't used to be that way, thinking back to the challenge he put in on Nikica Jelavic as a Hearts player a couple of years ago. That's the way it goes in football.
Yep, you take it and you give it out, and you've got to brush yourself down and get on with it.
Just making sure Ian Black is okay to return. Almost Bocanegra. Last American standing on the Rangers staff. McCulloch was prepared to attack the ball. Here's Ross Perry. He's overcome the calf injury that was bothering him. Kept him out of the Rangers team for the first few weeks of the season. Dean Drouge is the right back for Berwick. Back to Youssef Bejawi. The name might not sound particularly Scottish, but Edinburgh born. Tunisian father. Free kick decision goes against Stephen Notman. Helped Berwick win the third division back in 2007. Previous loan spell from Hibs. Bocanegra's free kick. He's trying to find Fran Sandaza. Townsley over there covering for Berwick. It'll be Lewis McLeod to deliver. No sign of a ball. There we go. And it comes to Ian Black, as you can see. Quick return to the pitch in a matter of seconds after going off. There's Bejawi, confident character. Lost his place at Cowdenbeath to Thomas Flynn. Had a successful loan spell here at the end of last season. It's a milestone game for Neil Alexander, the Rangers goalkeeper. 50th Rangers start. Played here as a Stenhousemuir player a long time ago, February 1997, in a 1-0 defeat.
I bet he didn't think his 50th start would be at Berwick Rangers, though, did he? I mean,
probably wasn't putting money on that one.
Oh, no. Might be so it might be a long day for young Lavery up front. For Berwick Rangers, only I think 8 league appearances. No, you were telling me earlier, no senior goals. Up there pretty much on his own. Two experienced defenders the Rangers have got.
There's Argiriou, the new boy for Rangers with the throw. Used to play for AEK Athens in Greece. Prior to that with Panathinaikos. So he knows what it is to play at a big club. Struggled to get game time latterly at AEK. Mackay. Ross Perry, who's at right back.
Talking to one or two, they say young boy Mackay, 17-year-old on the right-hand side, had a fantastic start to the season. Really giving them a lot to go forward, playing with a lot of confidence.
Bocanegra.
Too straight, that. Too straight. That's going to be into Sandaza's feet there and just allow people to come off their wide position and go and support them.
I wonder if Bocanegra is going to hang around. As a Rangers player, captain of the USA, of course. Morris Edu said goodbye to his teammates just a few days ago. Officially yesterday, but the deal had been in the works for a few days. He's gone to Stoke City. Alejandro Bedoya with Helsingborg in Sweden. Oh, and Bocanegra's pass, Alexander just gets away with it. Lavery was trying to make it interesting. Now McCulloch, as action spills over to the other end, Mackay. Spinning behind for the corner of Dean Hoskins.
They've got Hoskins making his debut at left back against the youngster Mackay that we've mentioned. Looks pacey, the youngster. Let's see if he's got any trickery. I'm sure he has.
Ian Black taking it. was a clever flick on by Emilson Kribari, the Brazilian.
Can I ask you a question that I'm sure you've got the answer for, because you've got the answer to every question? Behind the goals, both ends, what, is it a health and safety issue? They don't fill it, or...?
You've got me on that one, Craig. Not entirely sure, but it is a sellout, an all-ticket sellout.
Just... No, well, you know, you normally have the answers. That's why I would always have you on the phone a friend. You're struck off now.
Rightly so, I think.
Well, because it's sold out, but there's definitely room to squeeze more in. If you want to earn a few more quid, you know.
There's Curry. Goes away by Argiriou. There was a Speedway meeting here last week. Berwick Bandits Speedway team. Other occupants of Shieldfield Park. It's not going to worry Neil Alexander, played in by Neil Janchik. You might remember him from his spell with Hearts as a youngster. Studious looking Ali McCoist. 29 years ago tomorrow, scored his first competitive goal for Rangers. Quite what he had in mind. Townsley shepherding the ball back to Bajawi. I think we've got the answer for you, Craig, as regards the empty areas behind the goals. To do with the safety certificate, not in the safety terms to have fans there. That's from the chairman, Brian Porteous. Is there a way through here for Berwick? Nothing wrong with the idea.
Well, Hoskins got himself in a very good position there, and they worked it well, Berwick. Just that the final ball in just was a little bit rash and rushed, and a bit more composure there, and had some armoury getting in the box. There's no doubt about that. So just the odd scare for Rangers.
Crouch with the pass, just getting caught out of position. And it was Andy Little. Nobody in the vicinity. Cannot stop scoring at the moment. Little, 6 goals in 5 games. Can't really argue with that.
I told you it was a health and safety issue, didn't I? I sort of answered my own question in the hope that, worry that you couldn't answer it.
Well, there you go.
Health and safety, yeah.
We have the answer.
Remember the old days?
Montenegro, too long, too strong for Little. Playing just off Setanta today.
Yeah, you're right. They're just playing off him, and they'll have to sit Berwick in one of the midfielders a bit deeper to make sure he's not finding any room in there. 2 natural wide players Rangers have got as well to try and stretch the game. He's taking a sore one there.
It's Barry Mackay, a bit dazed.
Perry clears it, and I think it catches him in the face. I think the youngster. He's okay.
Nothing much he could have done. And Paisley started every match but one for Rangers this season. Lavery asking a lot of the youngster. The role of lone striker. So trying to take the game to Rangers here. Berwick. And McDonald with a shot.
Yeah, well worth the effort, Derek. He's trying to work Alexander as much as you can. There is a slope in this pitch. I think Berwick are going up it at the moment, but the wind's helping them down that way.
Pronounced slope at this ground. Funnily enough, Ian Little, the Berwick manager, was telling me earlier when he played for the club, he used to have a preference for playing up the slope Thought they always did a bit better under those circumstances. Big day for Ian Little. Scored 27 goals and 187 appearances for Berwick. Another free kick opportunity, and Kevin McDonald to take it. Townsley and Bryden, the two central defenders, lending height to the attack. And it comes, and well, you might as well take a swing at it. Neil Jančić was of that view.
Yeah, didn't catch it, Jančić, and it skims off the surface, but it's a dry surface. It's hasn't been watered that. The grass is, as I say, it's in good condition, but it's a little long. It's not zipping across it, so it wasn't a major drama for Alexander.
Difficult sun for Sandaza, putting his arm up to protect his eyes. Just a perfect day for football, you've got to say. Giriu almost caught in two minds. Safety first. Crouch with the throw for Berwick. That's good work by Notman, former Scotland under-19 international. No joy for Notman inside the box. There goes Franz Sandaza, dragging Townsley with him. Vastly experienced defender, Chris Townsley. And Sandaza will see plenty of him before the afternoon is over. Third consecutive start for Sandaza. Just remember, still without Lee Wallace, Dean Shields. Broadfoot was nursing a minor injury in the build-up to this game. He hasn't made it. Chris Hegarty left out as well. Ross Perry on the ball now. Back in the Rangers side. Litter had taken up that position just on the edge of the box. Lavery did well. Following that lonely furrow. Jančić. Gives Berwick plenty of midfield know-how. Neil Jančić. Lewis McLeod, 18-year-old, his senior debut against Brechin in the Ramsden's Cup at Glebe Park. Rangers' first match of the season.
Well, it's not quite show business, is it? They're like three crows sat on a wall. Three lonely men, look.
They're loving it. This is Curry, Smith and Cragen.
Tell you now, with the camera will be off them, they'll find a pie still. That's what the third division brings you, my son.
McDonald tried to turn, played it back to Jančić. Hoskins on the far side, McDonald again.
Well, they haven't really troubled this Berwick defensive line up to now, have they? I mean, Berwick themselves, Berwick Rangers have had a couple of set pieces, and once have been down that left-hand side. And they should have put in a better ball. Hoskins should have just taken a little bit more time to deliver his cross. A few long balls from Rangers up to Sandaza really haven't given him a great deal to go on.
Crouch, taking care of McCulloch. Curry. There's a bit of style about him, Lee Curry. Here's Phil Addison, the 19-year-old. He scored last week at Gallopbank against Annan. Trickles out of play. Did have options inside the box. Addison, former member of the Hibs under-19 setup.
Yeah, I think this is what Rangers have to look to do to Berwick, is try and get the wide players isolated with full-backs to get at them, get some crosses into the box. Which is something they haven't managed to do at the moment. They've got the two youngsters out there. Get it out to their feet, let them go, and play their game, show their talents, show what they can do.
That's what they affectionately call the ducket. here at Shieldfield. Used to have a fence separating two sets of supporters, not anymore. That's been given over to Rangers today.
It is a lovely little town, isn't it? Very picturesque on the way down. You're by the coast. Obviously, when the weather's nice, it's not so nice when it's pouring rain in the winter. But it's a very friendly place, and we've been made to feel very welcome. Some other so-called bigger clubs should take note.
Concession of a corner by Perry. It's Berwick's first, and it will be McDonald to take it for the Borderers. Couldn't quite get the flick on from Jančić. McDonald tries again. Dean Drouch. Acrobatic attempt. It came off Setanta. There's a shout there from Phil Addison for handball.
His arms are above his head. I think it would have been very, very harsh. But you've got to be careful when you raise your arms here. Addison has a little splash at it here, and his arms are up. But to be honest with you, I don't think he can do anything about it. And it's not going towards goal or anything like that. But you have got to be careful raising your arms above your head.
It's almost a reflexive appeal from Addison. I think the decision might go his way.
No, I just think when you're in your own penalty box, though, Derek, keep your arms down. If it's going to hit you in the face, it's going to hit you in the face. It's just, you've got to take it. You take the risk of you raising your arms. It wasn't a penalty, no doubt about it.
Notman trying to dovetail with Addison. Giriou to take the throw for Rangers. Is asking a lot of him. First game, playing out of position at left back. Well, that was doughty work by Notman. McDonald being hounded by Black. Notman again. Addison. And it leaves a bit to be desired. He's winning freedom for himself on the right-hand side, Phil Addison. Now on the Rangers' right, Barry Mackay. Little wanted it, played to his feet. Giriou. That was by Little. Jančić. Lavery. Wholehearted challenge by McLeod.
Oh, play on, Mike Tumulty. Goodness me, come on. This game needs a bit of momentum. Just let that one go, and the Rangers were on the front foot there.
By McLeod. Taken away by Dougie Bryden. Comes from good Borders footballing stock. Bryden. Little's throw. Lewis McLeod. No real purchase behind it. Midway through the first half, and no scoring here at Shieldfield. Programming notes for you coming up on ESPN next weekend, Saturday to be exact, from 4:30 in the Barclays Premier League. Manchester City against Queen's Park Rangers. Mark Hughes, once the City boss, now in charge of QPR. And on Sunday, Rangers against Elgin City in the Iron Brew Scottish Football League 3rd Division. We'll be at Ibrox for all the action. McCulloch trying to release Mackay, and Hoskins has to pay attention. So too Bajawi. He smacks it towards the ducket. Perry waiting for the ball to be returned. A day out south of the border for the Rangers supporters. McCulloch couldn't locate the ball. Little was in there. McLeod. Now Ian Black. He has a go, and Little. Offside flag is up though. Wouldn't have counted.
Well, he's just hovering, looking for any scraps, really, Little, and the strike from Black's not a great one. And he is half a yard off, so that's a good decision. But he has had an excellent start. Little got that goal in midweek at Falkirk to give him that narrow victory.
Well, it's not so very far away from even Steven possession-wise, and Berwick will be delighted with the start they've made, I think.
Yeah, I think McCulloch and Black, certainly the two experienced boys in midfield. They've got the two young whippersnappers outside them. Got to get it down, organise things, get it into the feet.
Setanta chasing after it. Townsley. The outcome is another corner to Rangers. On the last visit to this ground, Rangers drew 0-0 back in January 2002. That was in the Scottish Cup. They won the replay at Ibrox comfortably 3-0. Black's corner. Townsley did just enough for Berwick. Addison. Drouch. Bocanegra, the measured header. That's Black for Sandaza. It's 4 inside the box.
Sandaza was a player that interested Rangers before they went into administration. They covered it last year around about the transfer window and his time at St Johnstone, Derek, where he, I think, yeah, there you go, scored 17 goals. He was their top scorer.
He was topped only by Gary Hooper and John Daly in the SPL last season. Comes off Hoskins, Notman back there too. Dangerous play. Sandaza.
Talking about John Daly, and not him in particular, but Dundee United, was that the most ludicrous goal you've seen for a while? Dribbling the ball across your own 6-yard box. And what was the keeper doing? He was rooted. Peter Houston must have been furious. Goodness me.
Not the happiest of days for Dundee United,
who have started the season well.
Bocanegra. Here's Sandaza trying to put the wind up Bryden. Bejawi. McCulloch. Rangers trying to boss the game in the midfield area. Fine effort so far by Berwick, repelling the attacks from the visitors. Seen Hoskins, Berwick Rangers debut today, has been struggling with a minor injury since joining from Spartans. McDonald, nobody there. Through it goes to Neil Alexander. Rangers' 6th game of the season in all competitions. Won every match except the game at Peterhead, the 2-2 draw. There's Lavery, stride for stride with Bocanegra. And the American using his experience, but the outcome is a corner to Berwick.
Well, he's got the youthful exuberance, Lavery. He's 20 years old. It's all pretty much new to him, this senior football. As I was saying, a lot of the guys have come through junior football ranks to make it to the SFL. And, you know, Bocanegra, the USA skipper, all the experience he needs, but just had to use it there because the youngster had the legs on him. Just got through the middle of the two centre-halves after a long ball, and another good opportunity here.
McDonald strikes a decent dead ball. Janczyk was hoping to get his head to it. Alexander has custody of the ball. Sandaza. Zangirio slightly off balance. Notman. Drouch. Berwick certainly up for this, as we thought they would be. Here's McLeod trying to make life difficult for Dean Drouch. Bocanegra keeping it on the floor. McCulloch. Now Perry, with 13 appearances in all last term. Nicely trapped by Mackay. Bryden away quite comfortably. Here's McDonald, that quick ball again towards Lavery. Just waiting for the support to arrive. That's good teamwork. McDonald once more, and he runs into Perry. And the challenge comes in. Mackay. Tumulty, the man in the middle. Was last here for a game between Berwick and Cowdenbeath in March of 2008. 9-goal thriller with the Blue Brazil. Cowdenbeath winning 5-4.
You're just showing off now, aren't you?
There goes Irio, then Kribari back to Alexander. Just stating a fact, Craig.
No, you're showing off. Yeah, he's got plenty of experience, Kribari, and probably didn't expect this, or maybe he did, I don't know, but he spent a lot of time in Italy. 32 years old, so we've got a 32-year-old and a 33-year-old partnering each other at the back for Rangers. Plenty of experience, but it's going forward at the moment where it's that part of the game just letting themselves down. They should be bossing it, but they're not.
Mackay. Misses out Little and Sandaza.
Yeah, it's just all a bit quick. I always try to hit that pass, and I think that's what Ali's saying. They've got to get the passes, got to get 3 or 4 in quick succession, try and zip it around, shift these lower league players around, and that's essentially what they are. Get them tired, get them working, chasing the ball, and that creates space.
It's the 1967 Cup meeting has entered the annals of Scottish football folklore for understandable reasons. He also locked horns at the Scottish Cup back in 1960. Rangers winning 3-1 here. Notman. Janczyk. Hoskins trying to carve out the chance for Berwick Rangers. Townsley. Had a spell at Ross County earlier in his career. Chris Townsley, 27 years of age. Andrew Little being watched today by the manager of Northern Ireland, Michael O'Neill. He was up at Easter Road yesterday for the Hibs St Johnstone game, keeping tabs on James McPake, possibly Alan Manus as well. I think Michael O'Neill might be a regular at Rangers games this term. There's Dean Shields part of the equation as well. It was a super ball by Curry, but the offside flag is up against Lavery.
I think this is very, very tight. What you got here is one guy squeezing out and one guy sitting in. I thought this initially, my first reaction was it's level here. He's onside. In fact, he's not even level. He's onside. Aguirre, I think it is, the left back plays him on. He's offside this time. The flag has gone up, but that was a poor decision.
Rangers haven't managed to win in any of the 4 competitive games this season.
I think actually it was Balcanegra maybe that played him on, but it was one centre-half stepping up and one not.
Did lead 2-0 at Annan last week, ended up losing 3-2. Sandaza chisels a corner out of it. Black will trot over to take it once more. Little's right up by the goal line. Black with it. Couldn't find the Rangers' head. Well, Sandaza was in the middle.
I think on another day, maybe another referee may have, had he seen that challenge from Bryden, I think it was, might have made a different.
Now McCulloch, and it takes a deflection. It comes off Townsley. Well, that will be another corner.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was about to pull the trigger there, I know, but he definitely was all over the back of Sandaza. There's no doubt about it. And well, I think another day might have been a penalty kick. We'll have another look after the corner.
Lewis McLeod with the corner. McCulloch at the far post. Touched on by Kribari. And now to Ian Black. Berwick standing firm. McCulloch. Ian Black. And who's it going to fall for? Little. Spinning and turning. So many black and gold shirts back there, but they've carried out their duties with success once again. And now scope for Curry to get forward. And Bocanegra is going to have to stay with Lavery. He might be in here. It's a weak shot, though, from Darren Lavery.
Well, it's the old nosebleed here, and again it's because Bocanegra's trying to step up, doesn't really want to be running back towards his own goal, but that's where he finds himself, and that's a poor effort. Now the challenge down at the other end, and actually it was Drouge, I think it was, but, well, it would have been soft, but it was into the back here. We're nitpicking now.
Well, let's get the thoughts of the Berwick assistant manager, Robbie Horn. He's with Ailey Barber.
Well, Robbie, very even so far. Things going according to plan from your point of view?
Without a doubt, I think we've started the game pretty well. I think we could cause a bit more of a problem going forward, but defensively we've been pretty solid. The guys have looked comfortable on the ball and they've tried to play football as well, so it's a good start from us, got to be happy.
Cheers, thanks.
Just the sort of reaction we would expect from the Berwick camp. They've matched Rangers in so many ways in the opening 35 minutes. Dean Drouge was at Dundonald Bluebell towards the end of last season, playing his football there. Released by Cowdenbeath after 5 years on the books. Setanta continues his joust with Townsley.
Well, it did look as if it came off Sandaza there, but the throw-in's gone to Rangers. That was a good switchy play from Berwick just before that, just a bit to get Drouge the full back forward and Addison in. Nothing on target yet from Rangers. So that probably tells the story. They should, I think, be dominating this game.
Curry winning his battle with Black. McDonald tried to play it into the path of Lavery. Met by Kribari. The decision goes Rangers' way. Well, it's football spectators' weather. Young and old come here to Berwick. To bottle a day like this because, without sounding too pessimistic, there might not be too many more between now and the end of the season.
You do know how to cheer them up on this Sunday lunchtime.
No, I usually leave that to you, Craig. Black into reverse. Margirio. Drouge. Does the simple things pretty well, Dean Drouge. Devin Jacobs might well have occupied the right back position, the South African, but unavailable today. So Drouge called upon. The 23-year-old. Kevin McDonald. They're just trying to knit a few passes together. Sandaza looking to get past Townsley. In goes Bryden. Important piece of defending from Dougie Bryden.
Yeah, Berwick actually on the attack and looking at his spring Rangers who had played a bit of a high line and squeezed up, and that's good cover from Bryden, the centre half, getting across. Showed a good bit of pace here, the big centre half.
Over it comes from Lewis McLeod. McCulloch with a header. Black! Oh! Looked as though it was destined for the back of the net. He caught it in a pure fashion.
Well, he certainly catches it flush. You're absolutely right about that. McCulloch does brilliantly because he knows he's not going to score from there, Lee McCulloch, and just guides it back in, just nudges it back into Black's path.
The corner given, taken by McLeod. Bajawi had trouble with that, swirled around in the breeze. McCulloch. Here's Ian Black. Away by Notman, Lavery. Giri, who did his job with the space for Barry Mackay. McLeod into the stride of McCulloch. Shot for handball. It came off Hoskins, but Mike Tumblety says no.
Well, he's on his knees, Hoskins, at the time it strikes him. Certainly was a sort of half-hearted claim from McCulloch, who had the strike. Again, didn't seem as if the hands were in the air, but as I say, he was almost down on his hunches when the strike came in, Hoskins.
It's going to go with the territory for Rangers this season in the 3rd division. They're going to be judged by a very high standard. If they are that little bit off their game, and their opponents, in this case Berwick Rangers, might just sense that they're onto something.
Yeah, this is the... He's down, he's turned his back, he's on the floor. No, not for me. He actually lost his foot in there.
Rangers next week in the 3rd division will be at home to Elgin City, the table toppers as we speak. Comfortable win yesterday for Ross Jack's side against East Stirlingshire. Possibility it might be a top of the table clash, we shall see. Berwick will have their own views on that subject.
Well, I think out the two managers as we approach half-time, I think obviously 3 or 4 minutes to go, and that anything can change. I think Ian Little will be by far the happier of the two managers, the Berwick Rangers manager, because his side have been very comfortable, and Alan McCoy, I think, will expect more from his side.
Mackay going on a mazy run. Bocanegra. There's quality in this Rangers team. It's an expensively assembled side by 3rd division standards, no two ways about that.
No, I agree by 3rd division standards, but a lot of these guys just wouldn't be at the club if Rangers hadn't had the problems that they've had. So they're not the normal type of player that they've been looking to bring in, if I can put it that way. But compared to other guys in, say, 1st, 2nd and 3rd division, yeah, they should be good enough to boss games. But teams are going to make it difficult, and guys are going to up the game when Rangers come to town and the bigger crowd comes in. That's just the way of the world. That's the way it is. They have to get used to that. They have to get over that barrier, and I'm sure they will.
It's been an obdurate performance so far from Berwick. Followed by Hoskins, straight down the throat of Bocanegra. He's been taught that he might fancy returning to the United States before long to play in MLS, Major League Soccer. Started his career there with Chicago Fire. Bajawi gets rid of it, well aware of Santasa's presence. As we inch towards the half-time whistle, no scoring at Shielfield. McCoy's talked about it earlier, Craig. These away days carry with them a degree of difficulty. Saw that at Brecon, likewise at Peterhead.
Of course. One thing I would say so far, and I've talked about getting the two wide boys in the game, McLeod and Mackay. Also, I think at times, from Rangers' point of view, you'd want to see the two full-backs getting forward. Now, I know we've got one in Aguirre making the debut, and Perry on the other side is essentially a centre-half. But you still got to get up there and join in and try and go beyond the wide players, and I haven't really, and I can't really remember that happening.
Ian Black didn't think he had done very much wrong. Quickly taken Berwick free kick. Drouge up in the advanced position. Now he'll have to canter back. Good play by Addison.
Well, I'll be interested to see what the lads think at half-time. We'll be up here having a cup of tea, mate, on this lovely day here in Berwick upon Tweed.
So it would have been a slight problem had it been a rainy day today. This position.
Well, you'd have been all right with your umbrella, wouldn't you?
The oilskin pack just in case. There we are. It really is a wonderful vantage point, though, and you can look over towards the ducket. Most of the Rangers fans are congregated. Here's Curry. Little intervening in the final minutes of normal time in the first half. Ross Perry. We're going to have at least a couple of minutes of added time. Setanta. Bryden staying with him. The Rangers supporters don't like the decision, neither does Franz Setanta.
Well, I certainly think the two centre-halves will be happy with the job they've done so far, Townsley and Bryden. They've got Sandaza to deal with Little sort of floating about, but the delivery up to Sandaza hasn't been of the quality I think Rangers would expect. Into him, fast and pacey around his feet, allowing him the chance to sort of hold it up. Anything high and long, you've got two big lower league centre-halves that want to go and compete.
Confirmation, minimum of 2 additional minutes at the end of this first half. McLeod, Bryden away. Berwick want to hold the line in these last few seconds of the first half. They've competed so well. Hoskins over the head of Curry. Black managed to dupe Janček, and now the free kick, and Janček is going to get called over by Mike Tumblety, the referee.
Yeah, and he goes in along with his midfield partner Curry. Just for the cynical nature here, Black just does him with a nice bit of skill, and well, I don't need to tell you what he does. He gets a booking for that.
Had to be, really, and Janček knew it. What can Rangers conjure in the dying embers of the first half? Black and Mackay are the two Rangers players studying it. Tense moment here at Shield Field, taken by Ian Black. McCulloch peeling off, and Little! He's done it again, Andrew Little! His early season scoring burst shows no sign of ending. The opening goal for Rangers on the stroke of half-time.
Well, I saw this coming from up here just by the fact that Ian Black, his run-up, was suggesting, and should have suggested to Berwick that he wasn't going to take a strike. Now, there was a gaping hole around the back. That's where McCulloch goes. They get sucked in. Nobody goes with the runner. And for the second time, he nods it down into the path of somebody. The first time it was Black who had a great strike, took a deflection. This time, no deflection. And Little, the man on form, bags another goal.
Good to have your national team manager in attendance when you're on song, as Andy Little is. Well, dispiriting for the Berwick Rangers players. They put so much into this first half, but the concession of a free kick by Janček, and Andrew Little finishing off the chance. 1-0 to the visitors. And Ailey Barber is talking to the Rangers manager, Ali McCoist.
Well, Ali, a little bit of something good happening before half-time there, because it was quite a frustrating first half, wasn't it?
No, we weren't good at all. I'm actually really disappointed. Regardless of the goal, I'm not even sure we deserved it. Not passed the ball quick enough. We've been lackadaisical. It's not been a good enough first half, so I'm actually just about to tell them that.
Bit of urgency in the second half?
More required, far more urgency. We're not passing the ball nearly quick enough.
Cheers, Ali.
Thank you.
Well,
the Bundesliga continues this weekend on Setanta Sports with 3 exclusive matches. Mainz versus Greuther Fürth, Nuremberg versus Borussia Dortmund, and Bayern Munich versus Stuttgart. The Bundesliga continues this weekend on Setanta Sports. New to Setanta Sports this season, the Capital One Cup. The 92 teams of the English Premier League and Football League, including current holders Liverpool, go head-to-head for a place in the Cup final at Wembley. The Capital One Cup starts August 14th, only on Setanta Sports. New to Setanta Sports this season, the Football League Championship. Watch up to 3 live games every round, including the drama of the playoffs, as some of England's biggest clubs chase promotion to the Premier League. The Football League Championship starts August 18th, only on Setanta Sports. New to Setanta Sports this season, the UEFA Europa League. Watch 48 of Europe's top clubs, including Liverpool, Spurs, Inter Milan, Lazio, Atletico Madrid and Sporting Lisbon, battle it out for European glory. This season, the UEFA Europa League, live on Setanta Sports. Experience the flair and the passion of South American football on Setanta Sports with live and exclusive coverage of the Argentine Primera Division. Watch 2 exciting and unpredictable matches from every round, featuring some of South America's footballing champions, including Boca Juniors. Plus, follow the season-long Apertura and Clausura tournaments. The Argentine Primera Division, live and exclusive on Setanta Sports.
Almost ready to go again here. There's a photographer uploading his snaps at half-time, or maybe he's on Twitter. And speaking of a man who likes to tweet, let's get back over to Derek Ray. He's alongside Craig Burley.
Thank you, Darryl. It has never been known, that's all I have to say. Twitter, what's that?
I think you were on it at half-time, by the way. You want to deny that rumour that you were
I'll deny it.
Tweeting, were you?
And the evidence will be there for all to see. Ready for the start of the second half here at Shieldfield, and it will be Berwick to kick off, playing down the slope as they like to do after the interval. Rangers with the lead, that goal from Andy Little right on half-time.
Yeah, it was interesting words from Ali McCoist that just on the half-time whistle, just echoing what I was saying really about the passing, but he was that goal didn't really change his mood, to be honest with you. He wasn't happy with what he saw, and I think for Ian Little, just a disappointment of how well his team did and how they switched off for that free kick. Really, you could see it coming, the way McCulloch went round the back, and well, against the better players you just cannot switch off.
A bit clumsy by Bryden, and in on Barry Mackay. Run through the 2 teams for you again. Townsley, the defensive leader for Berwick, captain Neil Janchik does a lot of the digging in midfield. Notman alongside Neil Janchik. Damien Guilty there on the bench as the cousin of Darren Fletcher of Manchester United and Scotland fame. Here's Addison doing the wriggling and right across the face of goal. Lavery couldn't quite get that touch.
Yeah, might have led Drouge in, the full back. You can just see he gets forward really well here. Well, you might say it was worth the effort, but it was ambitious from that angle.
Summer signing from Hibernian. There are strong ties between Berwick Rangers and Hibs. There's a lot to do with the fact that Berwick train up the road at Preston Pans. Bargo Van doing brisk business during the half-time interval. Many an interested spectator. A few neutrals here as well, as they're committed. They've had quite a bit of success over recent years, taking young Hibs players on loan. They had Daniel Handling on loan towards the end of the last campaign. Scored 7 goals for them. Dougie Bryden. Summer signing from East of Scotland League team, Duns FC. Play not too far from here. Townsley into the heart of the Rangers defence, and Bocanegra going to ground. And away goes Lee Curry for Berwick. took a deflection, and Alexander had to go to work.
Curry, who had that poor challenge early on, and I agree, he was very lucky to stay on, but he was I think he was the supporters player of the year last year. Alexander just looked as if he kept that in and no more.
It'll be interesting to see what Rangers do between now and the end of the transfer window, just a few days from now. Of course, the one-year transfer embargo will take effect. They've made 7 signings this summer already.
So they're effectively looking at 18 months, aren't they? They're going to miss 2 transfer windows. That will mean it'll be the January after that. So he's got to bolster, isn't he? He's got to get his numbers in, and that's what he's going to be saying to Charles Green and all the investors.
Black's foul. It was quickly taken by McDonald for Berwick. Anderson's pass. Drouch has got forward here, and a brave piece of goalkeeping by Alexander for Rangers.
Yeah, he's shown willing, Drouch, to get forward. Alexander's not happy, but he's got to expect that he's entitled to go for it, and he's got to expect that he's going to have to dive at the feet of players. Now that ball's there to be won, and okay, he gets caught, I know that, but he's more than entitled to go for it, Drouch, and as I say, he's certainly shown willing from that right back position to get forward.
Rangers with the lead, but perhaps a bit fortunate to be in front. You had Ali McCoy say as much. Curry, here's Lavery, tried to spin away from Kribari, but offside, not by very much, Craig.
Well, it's good play, good movement again. Mike Tumult is going to have a word here. He's going to have a word with Drouch. Is it the right back? Yeah. Is it something he said after the Alexander challenge? Yeah, that's a bit of afters, I think. I don't know why that's sort of rumbling on.
Just a mild rebuke for Dean Drouch from Mike Tumulty.
It's a bit like going to the headmaster's office there, wasn't it?
Over the head of Sandaza. In the end by Townsley.
Certainly think Lavery up front's going to keep them lively. Now there's a free ticket for you. Don't lean out too far, son, or you'll be taking a few forward rolls down that roof.
I think that vantage point is almost as good as ours.
I hope he's got some sun cream on that head.
Bryden concedes the corner. I wonder if they're there for every Berwick Rangers home game.
Just the big ones. Well, it is going to be new to a lot of these towns in the lower leagues, so enjoy it.
Ian Black with the corner. Head flick was by Kribari. Berwick couldn't quite locate the ball. Away goes Addison for Berwick. A sellout all-ticket crowd here at Shieldfield. Just over 4,000. Rangers supporters packing that area over on the far side to the Gunnels. Don't forget that Berwick went through tough times a couple of decades ago. But the local supporters feared for the very existence of the football club. Managed to withstand the financial difficulties. Hoskins in position to take the throw. Preferred to Mark Lancaster at left back for Berwick today. Not a bad ball that, and a fine take by Alexander. Addison was bursting through. He wasn't the only one. Lavery inside the box as well for Berwick Rangers. The Weegers demonstrating that they have the stomach for the fight. They can play a bit of football too. Dean Drouch wasn't his finest moment. Sandaza, in goes Notman, good tackle, clean tackle. Sandaza back in. 7 minutes into the second half. Berwick 0, Rangers 1. Certainly a different experience for the travelling Rangers supporters. Chance to stand at matches, which wasn't on offer in the SPL, might be in the future, of course. Pilot programme to be introduced. Bryden with a header down. Andrew Little. Now Perry. Janczyk for the home side. Ian Black. It's very easy to cast Ian Black in the role of one-dimensional bogeyman. There's a lot more to his game than that. Oh, that's a lovely piece of play by McDonald. And he runs into a cul-de-sac, and it's Little forward. Here's Hoskins. Trying to find that little corridor of uncertainty in the Rangers' defence. Bocanegra on the clearance for the visitors. It was a bit clumsy from Notman. So the recipient of the free kick. McLeod's pass. Townsley had the reading of it. Addison and Lavery, the two young players in attacking positions for Berwick. Good opportunity for them to make a name for themselves. And it won't be lost on young third division players this season that with the television cameras here, a few extra pairs of eyes are watching. Opportunity to kickstart their football careers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just never had. These guys have never had this type of exposure, and it's a great carrot for them, for the younger ones, to see what it might be like if they do go on to have better careers.
Oh, it's Hoskins, and Bajawi does just enough to keep it in.
Yeah, he's had to hit that firmly enough, Hoskins, because the grass is quite lush and it's not quite zipping across the surface. That being said, I don't quite think the keeper wanted it like that.
Official attendance, by the way, is 4,150 here at Shieldfield. Largest attendance since 2002, when last Rangers were here on the Scottish Cup. Bocanegra, safety first. Berwick have scored in 13 of the last 14 competitive matches, if you go back to last season as well. Do they have a goal in them here? Hoskins was remaining tightly on to Little. Donald for Lavery, and now Curry. Making sure Bocanegra was concentrating to the full. Emerson Kribari, Brazilian who spent many a year in Italian football. The likes of Udinese, Empoli, Lazio, Siena and Napoli. Who recently was back playing in Brazilian football with Cruzeiro. McDonald. Actually beaten up by Black. Sandaza.
That's got to be better there from Sandaza, and I don't think it's something that Rangers have done enough today. He's get it into his feet and around the bottom, but I think when the Harvey hasn't held it up well enough, I think. there is more to come from him. There's better to come, as there are from, I think, most of these senior Rangers players today. And I always look at the senior ones, because I think you've got to sort of cajole the younger ones who are trying to gain the experience.
Couple of reinforcements ready for Berwick. Fraser McLaren and Damien Guilty, who's the cousin of Darren Fletcher. Darren was here to watch Damien quite recently, one of the early season games.
And isn't it nice to see Darren Fletcher on the mend?
Absolutely.
Let's hope it's going to be a continuous process for him. He's been through quite a lot, a fantastic professional.
Neil Janchik and Darren Lavery are the two players who have gone off. Damien Guilty and Fraser McLaren, the replacements. McLaren will play up front, you would think. There's Guilty, immediate activity for him. McDonald, speculative ball. It was almost perfect for McLaren. There's a Quicksilver 23-year-old striker. Joined Berwick back in March of 2008 after being made redundant by Gretna. Little, you've got one for him to control. Hearing that it's a calf injury as far as Darren Lavery is concerned.
Yeah, because I would have been surprised, because I think he has, at times, his service up to him hasn't been great, but his movement's not been bad, and he's been quite pacey.
It's Phil Addison for the Weegers. They're trying to take the game to the big boys. Rangers in all have been here 4 times, winning twice, drawing once, losing once. 1967. Joy for Drouch. Setanta just hasn't really got going, I think it's fair to say. The Spaniard, he thought about giving up football a few years ago when he was languishing in the Valencia reserves. Wanted to give up football and become a policeman. He's been pretty well shackled today by the Berwick defenders.
I still wouldn't know where you want to give it up. It's a great job. Reserves at Valencia, it's not, there's worse places to be. Bit of a strange one, that. Each their own, I suppose you would say.
He excelled with St Johnstone last season, 17 goals in all.
Marshalled well there by Dougie Bryden, who I think's done a terrific job along with Townsley at the back, but Bryden's certainly come to the fore, the big number 5. He's sort of won a lot in the air and hasn't put a foot wrong up to now, as the Rangers are about to freshen things up.
This 19-year-old Robbie Crawford will come on. Academy product, actually been with the Rangers set-up since he was 8. Made a couple of appearances in the Ramsden's Cup this season. It falls kindly for Sandaza. The switch to Andrew Little. Well, the opportunity squandered by McLeod, and he knows it. Couldn't keep it down. Well, it remains.
They got lucky with a deflection here, because Notman got back in, made the challenge to number 7. Little, the goal scorer, wanted too much time. And really that little deflection went to McLeod, and well, the youngster, just a little bit of a rush of the blood at the moment, and we're hearing it's going to be young Mackay, it's going to be coming off. Barry Mackay, young 17-year-old.
Kevin Kyle is going to come on as well. It will be Kyle for Sandaza, one striker for another. Bryden from the back for Berwick. Did well. Keep it going, Curry's pass. Now the substitute, McLaren for Berwick! It's sensational! A goal for the Weegers. 17 minutes into the second half, and it comes from Fraser McLaren just minutes after coming on. Rangers stunned. Berwick level.
Very tight to been offside just here. Well, it's touch and go, can't really call it. Anyway, what he has done is got in behind Kurbari in his wrong side, and it's a super finish from young McLaren, the substitute. Now Lavery, who's had a lone furrow up front for most of the game and has caused them problems, just gone off with a calf strain. He got himself in this position on 2 or 3 occasions, but he was always bailed out at the last minute. This time, Bocanegra couldn't get across, and what a cracking finish that was.
Fraser McLaren, like a modern-day Eric Tate, Berwick's record scorer, who is in attendance today. And the magic touch in front of goal, McLaren, and that's one he'll never forget. 45 years on from perhaps the biggest upset in Scottish Cup history. It's one apiece here, but now Sandaza at the other end, and Bejawi serving his team well between the posts.
Yeah, it does brilliantly there, but he just needs to lift that, Sandaza. That's the first time he's got down the side and in between the centre-half for a nice little slide rule pass. And, well, for Berwick Rangers, it's the cardinal sin, isn't it? You've just got yourself back in the game. Don't allow him that type of space, and that's the best chance of the game so far for Rangers and for Sandaza.
Well, that's going to be all for Sandaza. His number is up. As you mentioned, Craig, Barry Mackay is going off as well. And it will be Robbie Crawford and Kevin Kyle to make their way onto the pitch. Kevin Kyle was asked recently by the Rangers boss to lose a few pounds. That's a good excuse, I think. 3-week honeymoon, stag do. Ryan Porteous, the chairman of Berwick. And what a story being written. Fraser McLaren was on the pitch for 3 minutes and 52 seconds. He comes from a family of Rangers supporters, I'm told. McLaren.
I'm sure they're Berwick Rangers fans today.
Yeah. Well, they ought to be.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, it's family and all that. And he's got a job to do, and boy, did he do that well there. And the angle was against him. I thought it was always favouring Alexander, really, but he snuck it in that corner. And, well, after a draw at Peterhead, Rangers away from home, at the moment they're staring down the barrel of another one, which is going to maybe tell them that if they are lacklustre, it's not going to be easy going away.
Little's header, and McCulloch getting into the centre-forward position. It goes begging.
Well, I would have expected McCulloch to stick that right in the back of the net, like Sandaza should have done, in a very, very similar position. Gaps are just starting to appear in there. Little heads it on, a little bit square, the two centre-backs. I think actually Dougie Bryden just steps out, and for the first time, really, McCulloch from midfield gets forward.
Rangers ahead in terms of attempts. Lee McCulloch has scored 4 goals already this season in all competitions. A burrowing run by McLeod, getting no change out of Berwick. Curry in the centre. It was Ross Perry with a header down for Rangers. Crawford. Now Kribari. Kevin Kyle. Started the season particularly well, but they've given Rangers a real contest today. When the visitors went in front, I have to say they were on the fortunate side. But now level pegging here in Berwick upon Tweed. Nice pass, Addison. Trying to slow down Rangers. Guilty. McDonald. Action stations here for Rangers. away to Peterhead at Balmoor. First match in the 3rd division. Ended up beating East Stirlingshire easily 5-1 at home. And they conceded the first goal in that game. 4 points going to be dropped here in Berwick this afternoon. Better on was by little. Hoskins did just enough for Berwick. They're fighting tenaciously, the home side. Little. And that was always going wide. Right, let's go down to our reporter, Ailey Barber, who again is with Robbie Horn, assistant manager of Berwick Rangers.
Well, Robbie, an inspired substitution, but you must feel the equaliser was deserved.
Based on the first half performance, yeah, we gave away a cheap goal at the end of the first half. But you know, a lot of teams might have folded against Rangers, but the guys have shown a great character to come back and get another goal. Great move, great finish from Fraser as well. So absolutely delighted. Hopefully, maybe we go and get a winner now.
You never know, do you?
Well, I've got to say, Krabari, the new signing, I know he's just in the door, but he didn't cover himself in glory for one so experienced when the youngster got in behind him. So you might think they're going to go away from home and have an easy time at the back, but they're not. As I say, the carrot for these players of lower leagues, and it's a big day for them. They want to make a name for themselves, and they're certainly doing that today, Berwick Rangers.
McCulloch and Townsley throws himself at the ball. Andy Little. Argilio. They've been able to get forward all that much. This is first game for Rangers. Kyle. Perry. Oh, it's a very important block by Drouge. The header was from Crawford.
Yeah, decent ball in. Got hit on the head, Drouge didn't it? Didn't know a great deal about it. I think it was probably just going wide.
Perry's long throw comes off Kyle. All hands on deck here for Berwick. Kevin Kyle tries to poke it towards goal. Still 1-1. 20 minutes left.
Yeah, it's just a reaction, isn't it, from Kyle? He's not long on, but obviously goes without saying he's a big physical presence. But as you say, I think fitness is something he's going to have to work on. There's no doubt about that. He will obviously have the physical presence that maybe Ally McCoist desires up front.
A one-year deal. Ally McCoist, Kenny McDowell, happy to have him on board.
He's definitely asked for the biggest pair of shots though, hasn't he, when he's gone in there? I mean, I know that feeling. I used to do that myself when I got to sort of 30, was how big do your shots get? Why don't you just lose a bit of weight, Burley, they used to say. Well, not as easy when you get older. As you well know, Mr. Ray.
Oh yes, well.
Certainly with your diet.
The grey hair to prove it as well. Kribani. There's Little. A reminder coming up on ESPN next weekend on Saturday from 4:30, Manchester City against Queen's Park Rangers. Mark Hughes now in charge of QPR, once the boss of Man City. And on Sunday from 4 will be at Ibrox. Ally McCoist and company up against Elgin City, the current 3rd division leaders. We're on the air from 4.
Yeah, certainly the feeling I get is that the home games will, I would imagine, would probably take care of themselves, or they should do. Going away from home will be a little trickier for them, so they're going to have to handle that.
It's almost as though these away games for Rangers become mini cup finals, because the home team in question always up for them. Peterhead certainly were, Brecon were prior to them in the Ramsden's Cup, and Berwick Rangers no exception.
Well, it's exactly that. It's like a Scottish Cup playing against lower league football. The only difference is they're going to have to do it every other week almost, so more regularity.
Kribani was out of position. Bocanegra trying to keep the threat of McLaren at bay. How often does it happen? A Rangers supporter or a Celtic supporter ends up scoring against the team he grew up following. It's happened here. Fraser McLaren with the Berwick equaliser. Dean Drouge was ambitious. Goal kick. Eric Tate, Berwick's all-time leading goal scorer, 115 he netted between 1969 and 1988. Used to run a successful sports shop here in the town as well. Well-known face at Shieldfield. Ian Black. It's Crafty. Perry, and he dithers. McDonald, and McLaren's offside.
Well, out of jail here, because if McDonald plays this early, he's onside. I think he is off because he delays the pass, but as Perry makes a mistake, it's here he's going to play it. You can see he was a good yard or two on at that point. It's still tight, and I've got to say it looks as if the leading leg was just offside. But play it early, and Boccanegra's got a problem.
Was careless. Girio returns. Perry. It hasn't been polished from Rangers. Disjointed performance today. Still time for them to turn what is currently a draw into a victory. The wind would see them go level on points at the top. Here's McCulloch. Low and hard, but fielded by Yusuf Bejawi.
Well, it's certainly set up nicely for him. Just, I think he wants to put a bit of air in that, Liam McCulloch. As I say, it's not travelling over the grass particularly well or at any great pace.
Approaching the final 15 minutes. Hope you're enjoying this wherever you are. First live ESPN broadcast ever at Shieldfield. And what a chance for McCulloch. He tries to remain composed, but Drouch was back there helping out. It wasn't to be for McCulloch.
Yeah, again, I think this just bounces up for him here, and that just means he's going to take a little delay. Just there, you can see he's trying to adjust his feet, and that allows Drowse to come back in and make the challenge. It was just the fact it bounced up that stopped McCulloch pulling the trigger. Another chance goes a big, and that's 3 since the equaliser. Very good chances.
Rangers are going to make a third and final substitution. Kai Naismith will come on. Dean Hoskins for Berwick. It's an excellent run, and Curry and McLaren. Can he do it again? A whisker away. Fraser McLaren, the Berwick Rangers super sub.
Well, I tell you what, the two centre-halves can't handle: pace. Look at the movement, fantastic movement. Boccanegra steps in, Krubari can't get there, he's a bit deeper. But the pace and movement of the younger players in and about their feet is causing them all sorts of problems.
Andrew Little is going to be the player withdrawn in order that Kai Naismith can come on. Hang on, there's been a change here. It's actually going to be Lewis McLeod. The number 7 was on the board to begin with, but they've rectified it. There's confirmation. Kai Naismith is on. Load spells at Partick Thistle and Cowden Beath last season. The 20-year-old.
Well, that's an elbow. Well, it's McCulloch's involved with guilty. As Alexander goes for a bit of the old Beckenbauer material at the back there with the dribbling, but he's picked himself up guilty anyway.
Kyle taking the tumble, back on his feet now. A chance to look at that incident again. Not sure what tumult he saw or not, as the case may be. Kyle. Ian Black. Argirio. His first taste of what Scottish football is all about. To be let go by Ike of Athens. Little trying to put on the pressure. Yusuf Bejawi. Like the look of Addison. Nimble player. Kribari sends it back to Alexander. Kyle chesting it into the path of McCulloch.
I think when you've got a bit of pace up front, then you've always got half a chance if you can get that little bit of foothold and service. Certainly as the game's worn on, Berwick Rangers have got that.
Well, they've got bodies forward, Kevin Kyle one of them, but that is desperately poor.
Especially when you've got two experienced centre-halves who are not going to be the quickest. As we see this, it's not a great angle here for Kyle, to be honest. I'd be surprised if he was going to score from there. But as we pitched up here today, and I know there's a good 12 minutes or so to go, plus, you know, a bit of injury time, we wondered just what we were going to get, and was it going to be one-way traffic, and were Rangers going to steamroller Berwick Rangers? And, well, the answer is no. It has been very competitive, it's been quite even, and Berwick Rangers have always been a threat.
Perry. Hoskins. Under the course from Little. Yes, Berwick Rangers deserve all the credit in the world. Ian Little, who wasn't with the team the first couple of matches of the season, he was away in San Francisco attending his brother's wedding. And he let Robbie Horn take charge. Still looking for the first competitive victory of the campaign, but here they are going toe-to-toe with Rangers in the third division, and Berwick holding the road.
Come on, Wacky. Come on, JK, come on, let's get it! Bobby, come on, Jack, come on!
The Rangers wanting the ball to be returned. There's that barren area behind the goal. The cinder track. Naismith looking into the eyes of Andrew McWilliam, the assistant referee on the near side, but not getting any sympathy. And it's Hoskins with the throw. Black for Rangers. Kyle tries to keep it going. Away by Townsley. Playing down the slope, yet into the wind. In the second half, Drouch. Here's Guilty. A bit of a body check from Naismith. Drouch wasn't quite right for McLaren. Perry with the mistake. It's been an error-strewn Rangers performance, this. There's no getting away from that. Curry. Tried to angle it to McDonald. Swept out of play by Perry.
I'm afraid McCoy's pass down there has pretty much summed up some of his passing on the field today. Although it never was his forte, wasn't it? Sticking it in the back of the net, wasn't it? Which is what his team could do without.
Rangers record scorer. Donald giving it to Hoskins. Nobody there to put any pressure on Kribari. Comes to Curry. Conegra managed to clear his lines. Off Perry. 8 minutes left. In normal time at Shieldfield. And it's Hoskins. There goes Aguirre. McLaren again. Down he goes inside the box. Wasn't a serious shout from the Berwick players.
No, never in a month of Sundays. He didn't claim, to be fair. Kribari just leaned into him a little bit and over he went. But again, he just gets in this position. That's exactly where he got his goal from. That's not a penalty kick, and as I say, McLaren didn't claim for it. But you know, you could not rule out the fact that Berwick Rangers might get a winner rather than Glasgow Rangers.
Well, they've been very inventive. Berwick, the Borderers. This will certainly bring back memories for those of a certain age. Those who remember 1967. Bocanegra. The big boot will do from Notman. McLaren. It's clearly a useful attacking outlet. Dean Drouch. Fraser McLaren. That was a foul. Carlos Bocanegra, the guilty party. McLaren certainly is a handful.
Yeah, just goes to ground, doesn't he? And a nice little bit of interplay there. Two centre-backs again out of position. That's going to be a work in progress. It's a new back four. Certainly a new centre-half partnership and pairing.
Yes, it's a new look Rangers defence. Doran Goyan, of course, has departed for Serie B in Italy, Spezia. Said just recently, Goyan, that he was surprised at the standard in the third division. Was expecting to come up against, in his words, fat amateurs every week. It's not that way at all, is it? As Berwick has demonstrated today, as Peterhead did when Rangers were at Balmoor recently. Lee Curry with the Berwick free kick, and Bryden arriving, and Townsley! Oh, we tried to find the ball and couldn't properly. A scare for Rangers. Townsley, the captain.
Yeah, just couldn't sort his feet out. I tell you, Bocanegra just does enough. Just there, gets the challenge in. Just one of those things, if it sits up for you nicely and you fancy it, you just pull the trigger and let it go. And from such a close distance, I think if he catches it well enough, then Alexander would have done well to save it.
Perry floats it in. Giriou. This first match as a Rangers player. Tremendous determination from Notman and from Curry. And it's offside against McLaren. But it would be hard to begrudge Berwick a point, I think, Craig, based on what we've seen here at Shieldfield. Well, Kyle.
You only get your just desserts, don't you? And so you've got to see it out to the end. But no, they didn't get the equaliser and just say, right, we're going to sit back. They are still a threat, as we see now.
McDonald, excellent ball. McLaren has a spring in his step. Addison. Now Curry and Addison. And Alexander for Rangers. Time is of the essence for the visitors.
You know what I've noticed? Any little 1-2s around that Rangers back four, and it's given them all sorts of problems. Little give and goes, and they're getting caught. A ball bit of back there, he'd have been in. Quality, and he was there.
Tiny ball from Hoskins. McLaren looking to give Kribari the slip. I don't think he realised, McLaren, he was in such an advantageous position.
Well, I think whatever happens now between the end, I think Ali McCosh will be reading the right act. Well, maybe not that much, but he will be quite vociferous, I think, in what he wants from his team and what he expects from his team and how he wants them to play. And he will know, and he'll be saying to them, you cannot go away from home and expect to have an easy ride.
That's not how it goes.
It's not how it goes, no.
I think most people expected Rangers after this match would be top of the heap in the third division. If this finishes in a draw, they'll be a couple of points behind Elgin City. Their opponents next week. Naismith for Rangers, Crawford. Little couldn't get his head to the ball. Bocanegra. And Bejoui has custody of it again. Came off Townsley before it worked its way back to Youssef Bejoui.
Well, I think it's never right to pick people out or pick partnerships out, and you know, thinking about lower league teams, I think 2 centre-halves have been excellent for Berwick. That's always a worry when it gets so close like that, but I think the two big lads at the back here have done a wonderful job.
Kevin Kyle, Naismith trying to get around Drouge. He's been superb back there, Dean Drouge. In his debut at Annan last week at Gallowbank on the 3G pitch there.
Yeah, I think the whole back four, I mean, I think in general, you know, all the team, it's difficult to single people out, but coming to four, the 2 centre-halves have won a lot in the air and mapped well.
Kyle looked to get his head to it. Little couldn't cause any havoc. Followed on from the free kick taken by the Rangers captain, Bocanegra. Guilty. Now Curry looks to flick those balls through. A draw here would leave Rangers in 4th position in the 3rd division. Hoskins. Kribari. And the big boot from Alexander. Slipped away by Drouge. Less than a minute of normal time to go. Initial indications are that we'll have 3 minutes of added time. Hoskins on the volley. Ian Black is playing his way into trouble. He did play his way into trouble. McLaren. And he has options. McLaren has a go himself. Excellent stop by Alexander. And my goodness, it had to be.
I tell you what, he has just pulled a point out of the bag here, Alexander. What a save this is. We were right behind it on the gantry. Not only does he strike it brilliantly, McLaren, after brushing off Ian Black with a good show of strength. The goal scorer fancies a second, and the dip he gets in it as well. Well done, the keeper. That is a top-class save.
Lee Curry with the corner here for Berwick and Tansley, but it's not going to count. Mike Tumblety had blown his whistle before Tansley made contact with the ball. Well, still 1-1.
Well, for £1 for every time a referee gave a free kick in this position, we'd all be millionaires. I can't see much there, if I'm being honest with you. Very harsh.
McDonald trying to prise open the Rangers defence. The Rangers really have been made to work here in the northeastern part of England against a battling Berwick Rangers team. Drouge. And Curry losing out. It's Perry. Stumbles as he releases the ball. Naismith veering into position. McCulloch unable to steady things. It's Hoskins forward, and it's Kribari for Rangers. A minimum of 3 added minutes at Shieldfield Park. Bocanegra. Big talking point near the end of the game. Berwick goal chopped off. Townsley header. Something for the boys to discuss afterwards. Darryl Curry with Gordon Smith and Stephen Craigan. Kribari. And it comes to Naismith, was happy to give it leather. Little couldn't reach it.
Well, I've got to say, Derek, I cannot see anything in this decision. Let's listen for the whistle when he takes it. Now, it's difficult to see what Mike Tumblty's seen here. I've got to say, that's extremely harsh on Berwick Rangers and Townsley, because I'm sorry, but if that was the other way, would he be given a penalty? The answer, no. You see it all the time. You know, easy decisions for the referees to give that. I think that's a big moment. I really think that's a big moment.
Well, it's going to keep us talking for a while.
There was a little bit
After
of
the
shirt.
final whistle.
There was a little bit of shirt pulling in near post. I think it looked a little bit 6 and 2 3s. Anyway, that's it. A point.
And I think Berwick Rangers fully deserve the point they picked up. Credit to Ian Little and his players. Ali McCoist knows Rangers were off their game today. Mike Tumulty near the end just allowing a Berwick Rangers goal that would have given them the victory. Chris Townsley. But they did show tremendous spirit to draw level. Fraser McLaren, the live wire substitute, with a beautifully taken goal, cancelling out the earlier strike from the in-form Andrew Little on the stroke of half-time. It is a draw, but I suppose to Berwick Rangers, it might feel a bit like a victory. Final score at Shieldfield, Berwick 1, Rangers 1.
New to Setanta Sports this season, the Capital One Cup. The 92 teams of the English Premier League and Football League, including current holders Liverpool, go head-to-head for a place in the Cup final at Wembley. The Capital One Cup starts August 14th, only on Setanta Sports.
Most of you probably don't know who I am. I've won 8 gold medals and have broken 84 world records. My name is Matt Cowdery. I was born with part of my left arm missing. And now I swim 50 metres in 25 seconds. The reason I've succeeded is because I was given a chance as a kid. I was treated equally. To keep your sport inclusive, safe and fair for everyone, visit playbytherules.net.au.
Experience the flair and the passion of South American football on Setanta Sports with live and exclusive coverage of the Argentine Primera Division. Watch 2 exciting and unpredictable matches from every round, featuring some of South America's footballing champions, including Boca Juniors. Plus, follow the season-long Apertura and Clausura tournaments. The Argentine Primera Division, live and exclusive on Setanta Sports. New to Setanta Sports this season, the UEFA Europa League. Watch 48 of Europe's top clubs, including Liverpool, Spurs, Inter Milan, Lazio, Atletico Madrid and Sporting Lisbon, battle it out for European glory. This season, the UEFA Europa League, live on Setanta Sports. The N-Power Championship continues live next weekend with an exclusive doubleheader. First up, Nottingham Forest take on New Boys Charlton, followed by Leicester versus Blackpool. An N-Power Championship double, live next weekend on Setanta Sports. The Bundesliga continues this weekend on Setanta Sports with 3 exclusive matches. Mainz versus Greuther Fürth, Nuremberg versus Borussia Dortmund, and Bayern Munich versus Stuttgart. The Bundesliga continues this weekend on Setanta Sports.
The Bundesliga, a league that is packed full of excitement, sheer emotion, and has a long tradition, and is celebrating an anniversary. 50 years of football in the Bundesliga. And once again, we can look forward to a football feast in 34 rounds. Traditionally, it's the champions who kick off the new season on Friday. The defending champions Dortmund host Werder Bremen. After the second championship in a row, Jurgen Klopp's young team still feels like celebrating, and the whole of Germany celebrated the way they played. But now, they are in the role of the hunted. On Saturday, the game continues with Mönchengladbach, Hoffenheim, Freiburg face Mainz, promoted Düsseldorf go to Augsburg, Hamburg play Nuremberg, and rookies Greuther Fürth have invited the record German champions from